Have you ever looked at someone successful and quietly wondered how they moved so far ahead while you feel like you are still standing exactly where you started? Sometimes it feels like everyone else is running fast like a rabbit, while you are moving slowly, carefully, almost like a turtle carrying the weight of the world. And slowly a dangerous thought appears inside your mind, whispering that maybe you are simply not fast enough, talented enough, or lucky enough. But what if the real secret of the turtle was never about being slow or fast, and never about winning a race against anyone else? What if the turtle was never racing the rabbit at all, but racing a much quieter opponent that most people never notice? That opponent is the person you were yesterday. Every single day, there was once a young man who always felt behind in life, watching friends build careers, earn money, start families, while he still struggled with direction. He tried many times to change everything overnight, waking up one morning determined to completely transform his habits, productivity, and entire future. But like most people, that burst of motivation slowly disappeared after a few days, leaving him tired, discouraged, and even more doubtful than before. One evening, he met an old gardener sitting quietly beside a small path filled with stones and slowly growing plants. The young man asked him a simple question that many of us have secretly asked ourselves before. Why do some people seem to move forward every year, while others stay trapped in the same place for so long? The gardener smiled gently and pointed at a tiny turtle, slowly walking across the garden path under the warm afternoon sunlight. He said something simple but powerful. The turtle is not trying to become a rabbit. It is only trying to become 1% better than yesterday. The young man looked confused at first, because 1% sounded far too small to change anything meaningful in life. But the gardener continued speaking while watering the plants slowly and patiently. If you improve only 1% every day, the change may feel invisible at first, almost too small to matter. But life has a strange rule. Small changes repeated every single day quietly multiply into something powerful, something that slowly transforms the direction of your entire journey. The turtle does not wake up and try to run 10 kilometers. It only takes the next small step forward, and then another, tomorrow, and another, the next day. That is the quiet power of the 1% rule. Imagine improving your knowledge by only one small idea every day, improving your health by one short walk, improving your discipline by finishing one small task, even when you feel lazy. Each step feels almost meaningless in the moment, but time begins to work in your favor. After 1 year, those tiny improvements compound into a completely different version of yourself. This is why the turtle often wins a race that nobody else even realizes is happening. Most people are trying to sprint toward success. They burn energy quickly, chase motivation, and become exhausted when results do not appear immediately. But the turtle chooses consistency instead of speed. It understands something that many people ignore. Life rewards direction more than intensity. You do not need to completely reinvent your life tomorrow morning. You only need to move slightly forward today. 1% more focused, 1% more disciplined, 1% more patient with your own growth. Because when you repeat this process long enough, something surprising begins to happen. The distance between you and the person you used to be becomes enormous, not because of one dramatic moment, but because of thousands of quiet improvements that nobody noticed at the time. Many people underestimate the power of small progress because the world celebrates big victories and sudden success stories. But behind almost every meaningful achievement hides years of slow, invisible improvement that rarely receives applause. The turtle never rushes. It simply refuses to stop moving forward. And that quiet persistence becomes its greatest advantage. So if today you feel slow, uncertain, or far behind the people around you, remember this simple truth. You are not competing with the rabbit. You are not competing with the crowd. You are only competing with the person you were yesterday. Improve one habit and learn one lesson Take one small step forward. Because destiny is rarely decided by speed. More often, it is decided by consistency. And if you keep improving just 1% every day, one day you will wake up and realize something incredible. The turtle did not just win the race. The turtle quietly became someone completely new. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one honest question. What is the 1% improvement you can make tomorrow? Because the smallest step today may quietly become the greatest turning point of your entire life.